124 recommendations, part of the over 500-page submission today at the Aged Care Royal Commission. The Senior Counsel assisting, presenting their recommendations for how to improve the aged care sector after 2.5 years of these Royal Commission hearings where we've heard stories of abuse and neglect within the system. Peter Rosen QC laying out today that there is an opportunity for the Commissioners to provide a once-in-a-lifetime reform to the aged care system. They're proposing that workers should be paid more in order to attract more staff to the sector. Also, a recommendation that there is mandated staffing ratios in residential aged care, a new Aged Care Act based on human rights principles, a new planning regime which would see demand-driven access to the system rather than a rationed approach which is currently in place, the replacement of the existing regulator with a new independent Aged Care Commission and also a new independent process to ensure that there are new quality setting standards put in place. It's something we heard from Peter Rosen this morning. We won't get the final report until February next year, but he laid out a pretty damning assessment of the level of care currently in the system.
We submit that the weight of the evidence before the Commission supports the finding that high-quality aged care is not being delivered on a systemic level in our aged care system, and the level of substandard care is unacceptable by any measure. At least 1 in 5 people receiving residential aged care have experienced substandard care.
There's also been a pretty brawling political fight over the Aged Care Royal Commission today at Senate estimates. Liberal Senator Amanda Stoker using a lot of time in the Legal Committee this morning to question about the Royal Commission. The media director there, a former Labor staffer, critical of some of the tweets that she has retweeted and things that she has said on her Twitter account. But this led to Labor Senator Anthony Chisholm with a pretty fierce exchange in estimates.
Are you aware of how many deaths in aged care homes there have been from COVID this year?
That's not relevant to the matters that are being examined by this committee this morning.
I think it's pretty relevant to Australians. It's probably more relevant.
Of course it's relevant to Australians.
It's more relevant than some tweets from a staffer.
Now, Ash expects Labor to seize on those comments from Amanda Stoker in question time today, the claim that it wasn't relevant to ask about the deaths of 700 Australians. Labor certainly want to put pressure on the Prime Minister about that today.